Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Helen and I promised that after doing a month on MOUNJARO I would come on and give a little bit of an update, let you know what I've lost, let you know how I'm finding things, side effects, what I've been eating. Yeah, just a general update really on how everything's going. If you can hear noise in the background, it's because I have to have the telly on so that the fireworks don't disrupt Connie, my dog. She's a little bit scared of them, and I've just put Pops to bed as well, and then the fireworks just started going off, so this could be a disaster. I'm just going to make myself a chamomile tea because I'm finding that this is how I'm getting most of my water intake in. If I feel like I've not drank enough during the day, then I'm trying to get my water in sort of in the evenings by filling up my big Stanley cup. You can get 1.8 litres into this. I try to drink a full flask of this like in the morning, so I know I'm well on my way to 2 litres before I've even like got to lunchtime. So yeah, let's make this chamomile tea. I'm not a big fan of this, but I've read that with MOUNJARO, chamomile tea and peppermint tea are the best, and I've run out of peppermint tea. I just thought I would give these a whirl. It's the 3 chamomile embrace stillness pucker teas, organic, and it says a supreme blend of 3 chamomile blossoms, so that's what I'm on tonight. So my first pen of MOUNJARO 2.5 milligrams is finished, and I've actually decided to stay on 2.5 milligrams. It is advised that you move up to 5 after your first 4 weeks. However, if it's working for you and you are happy with the dose that you're on, then you can stay on it. I've chosen to stay on it, and I'll let you know why once I've injected. But tonight is jab night. It is a Wednesday evening, and I jab like around this time before I go to bed, just in case I get any side effects I can sleep them off. So let's inject now. Trigger warning before this video starts. I am going to be showing needles. I am going to be talking about weight loss. That's the main topic of this video, and I completely understand if it's not for you. If you did watch my last video, you'll have seen that I was a bit squeamish about injecting that first time. I've got the hang of it now and I know what I'm doing, so someone kindly let me know that I don't need to wipe the site where I'm injecting. I just need to wipe where I'm attaching the needle onto. So thank you for that bit of advice. So this is the pen, 2.5 milligrams again, as you can see. So that's where you attach your needle onto, and that is where you wipe each time. Take this bit off, screw your needle on, give it a little twist. Oops, this one's got a different... These must be the spare needles that they sent me. It's got a separate cap. Some of them have these, some of them don't. So these new needles do have it. And that's what the needle looks like. It's teeny tiny. You don't feel it at all. Yeah, can you see? First thing I want to do is prime. Wasn't the dog doing this at exactly the same time in the last video? So you twist it to where you get the extended line, which is there, and then you give it a little flick. Get rid of any air bubbles, give it a little push. You should get a little drop of MOUNJARO, sometimes quite a bit split side, but I'm not getting that here, but at least I know the needle's working because I've got a tiny, tiny little droplet on the end of the needle, which you can't see, but I can. And then I need to twist, twist, twist until I see a number 1 on here, and it feels like you're going for ages and ages, but that will be your first dose. And I'm at 1 now, so that is a full dose. I injected week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. I'm still injecting in my stomach. It's just where I feel most comfortable doing it, to be honest. People are saying that you get different side effects depending on where you inject. Yeah, I'm just happy with my stomach for now, so I'm continuing with that. So, in it goes. Press it down until the whole dose is in. And then I've been told as well in the comments, so thank you to whoever let me know this, you're supposed to hold it in for like 5 to 10 seconds after, just to make sure you get the full dose, basically. Done. Twist off. Lid back on. That can go back in the fridge. Back in the fridge, ready for next week. So I've just sat down in the living room. The fireworks have stopped and Connie's taken herself off to bed, so we might actually get through this video without being barked at, fingers crossed. I think this chamomile tea is actually growing on me, to be honest. So I might continue having that. I did say when I was injecting that I'm staying on 2.5 milligrams for the next 4 weeks. So week 5 to week 9, I will still be on 2.5 milligrams. And it's advised that you move up to 5 milligrams after your 4th dose, because 2.5 milligrams for your first 4 weeks is just supposed to sort of be a bit of a loading dose, but it's one of those don't fix it if it isn't broken type situations. I'm quite happy with where I am at, and I don't want to change anything right now. I'm happy with the progress I'm making. If or when I decide to move up a dose, I will let you know, because if it gets to week 9 and I'm still losing and I'm still happy with my progress, I may continue on 2.5 and just kind of see how I get on. Let's cut to the chase and let you know how much I've lost. So in total, in 4 weeks, I've lost £9, and I am so happy with that. It's more than I think I would have lost doing anything else. So in week 1, you already know that I lost £5 because I did that week 1 update to let you know sort of how my first week went. That video I will pop up here in case you've not watched it and you want to watch that first. But so week 1 I lost £5, week 2 I lost £2, week 3 I stuck and didn't lose anything, and I think I know why. I will let you know in a minute when we get to the side effects. And then week 4, which is today, the end of week 4, and I weighed in this morning, I'm weighing in once a week, I lost £2. So £9 in total. I said as long as I'm losing between £1 to £2 a week, I will be absolutely over the moon with that. So on average, that's what I'm doing, and that's why I've decided to stick on the same dose, because I think for the first 1 to 3 days after I inject, my appetite is like nothing, and I'm kind of having to force myself to eat enough calories, and it's not really a nice feeling. I feel like sort of day 4 to 7, my appetite isn't raging, I'm still in control. That's kind of where I want to be at the end of this journey, and obviously I don't know what that looks like. I've had comments from people saying things like, oh, what are you going to do when you stop it, things like that. Well, let me get to my goal first and I'll work that out and cross that bridge when I come to it. But right now, I'm just focusing on slowly and steadily losing this weight, doing it in a healthy way, which personally I feel like I am doing. I know that that's up for debate. There's been a lot of discussion in the comments section. Whilst I'm on that topic though, please can we like not be telling each other to shut up in the comments, because I know I'm laughing, but like my channel is like a positive place, and so far the subscribers that I've got are like such nice people. Can we just not be like going mad at each other in the comments? Like I understand healthy debates and everything, but let's keep it nice. I did get a comment from somebody. I would call this a scaremongering comment, which was like, please don't do this. And by that point, I'd already injected and uploaded the video. And I sort of went back and I said, I kind of knew that this video was going to raise concerns with people. People are going to have opinions. You're entitled to your opinion, and like I do value people's opinions. I value that people are watching my videos, and I can't just expect everybody to say great things all the time. There are going to be some people that disagree with what you like, the content that you put out there on the internet, and that's just a risk when you decide to put yourself out there. But like I said in that first video, I am quite comfortable with the decisions that I make anyway, and you know, it's going to take more than somebody just saying, oh, don't do this, for me to stop doing this, with unless they're a doctor. Comments like that have kind of riled up other people a little bit more than they've riled me up. I've built a thick skin where it comes to people telling me not to do something when it comes to my health. For instance, I got a comment once saying don't eat yogurts because you've had cancer, so you're going to get cancer if you eat yogurts because cancer feeds on sugar, which just kind of made me laugh, because do these people that write stuff like that not think that I've said to my oncologist, I've had cancer twice, is there something that I'm doing Do you not think that cancer patients have these conversations with their oncologist and say, like, what can I do to make sure this doesn't come back? And they say, Helen, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing that you have done to cause it. So if while you're having chemotherapy, all you can stomach is fries from McDonald's, fill yourself up on fries from McDonald's, have a milkshake while you're there, no amount of broccoli is going to change the outcome. I've had people even say, don't have chemotherapy. What? Anyway, I'm going off on a whole different tangent there, but basically what I'm getting at there is there are always going to be people that don't agree with what you're doing, and there are always going to be people that have an opinion on what you're doing. This particular comment that I'm talking about from my last video about MOUNJARO, I got asked why I'm taking it. I went back and told them why I'm taking it, even though I'd already really explained that in the video. And then the message back was like, well, I'm surprised you actually got prescribed it because you don't look big enough. Something like that, you don't look big enough, which I think they thought was a compliment to me. But please just know that I know what I'm doing. I'm 35, I can make my own decisions. And yeah, unless you are a doctor, I'm not going to listen to you telling me not to do it. Some of the comments have come from people that have been subscribed for a really, really long time and comment the nicest comments on my vlogs and things like that. So I'm really not being awful when I say this, when I'm saying this, but you are entitled to your opinion, but that's all it is. It's just your opinion. So moving on, some of the positive things that I've noticed: a massive reduction in inflammation in my body. All I can really say is over the last 2 years, my face, when I've seen pictures of myself and things like that, it's kind of reminded of what I looked like when I was on steroids, during chemotherapy. Like blown up, retaining loads of fluid, looking like I've been stung by 1,000 bees, to be honest. And I just feel like my face has gone down slightly. Now, I do tend to lose weight off of my face first and sort of up here. So it's no surprise that I'm noticing that first. But I think it's less about weight and it's more just about like swelling going down. I'm less bloated. Like I said in my last video, I suffer from lipedema and lymphedema, and I'm also in menopause, so water retention and just general bloating and things like that I think just comes with the territory in menopause, to be honest. But especially with lipedema, I am noticing like just my legs look a little bit better than they did. Just ever so slightly, but we're going in the right direction, and it's just something that I've noticed, so I thought I would mention it. Some of the side effects that I've noticed in sort of week 2 to 4 that I didn't mention in week 1 is TMI, but constipation. It started on week 2, but was the worst on week 3, and I think that's why I didn't see the scales move at all. I'm still yet to take my measurements. What an idiot, why didn't I do that at the beginning? So I will do that. One thing I have noticed is I'm not getting as many headaches as I was on week 1. So they've kind of dropped off a little bit. One thing I have really noticed though is that if I eat late, I get stomach cramps during the night. That works quite well for me though, because my digestion and everything works better when I eat a bit earlier in the day and sort of have a bit of a cut-off point, and then just sort of stick to my herbal teas and things from about 6-7 o'clock onwards. That's what I kind of should be doing anyway. It's just some nights I'm so busy with pops that by the time I get her in bed at like sort of 7, half 7, I need something to eat because I'm not eating, and that will be the only time that I'm sort of eating quite late. But I do notice that I get the cramps if I eat quite late. Does anybody else get that? Because I'm not seeing many people talking about that. So I'm just intrigued, is that like a side effect that any of you get? By the way, with the constipation thing, I have been taking the WellGuard fibre gummies that are being raved about all over TikTok, but personally, I'm not seeing a difference with them. I'm taking them still, but I don't feel like they work. So let me use today as a bit of an example to tell you what I've eaten. So I woke up this morning and I didn't really fancy breakfast, but I was making Popsy's breakfast. She had Weetabix, and then she usually has a bit of fruit after a Weetabix. So I chopped up half of like quite a big banana, and she only wanted sort of like a quarter of it, so I had the other sort of 3/4 of her banana, and I kind of knew that wasn't enough. So I had, you know, one of the like knockoff Actimel drinks from Aldi. They've got like 25 calories in them, but they're packed full of like vitamins and things. So I just had that as a drink because it's just easy to get down you, and even if you're not hungry, you can just like kind of stomach that. and it's at least getting a few calories in. So what was that? Probably 150 calories-ish for breakfast, including my milk that I had in my coffee. I'm on semi-skimmed milk at the minute. At dinner time I had a halloumi wrap, and I did it on a protein wrap from Aldi. Just fried off 3 sort of slices of halloumi, a little bit of chorizo, peppers. I loaded it up with a load of rocket and baby leaf salad, a bit of light mayonnaise, a bit of hot honey and sriracha drizzle that I've got, and that was really nice. Before MOUNJARO, I would have had that and then been looking for the next thing to eat. Like, I would have either wanted a piece of fruit after it, or I would have wanted maybe like some mini jammy Dodgers, or like a bit of chocolate or something like that. But I'm finding that like one thing at lunchtime, whatever that may be, is like more than enough, and I don't feel the need to snack after I've eaten something, and I'm not really feeling like I need anything sweet after either. And then at tea time, I went to my mum's for tea, and her portions are like generally bigger than what I would make at home. She is a feeder, so she gave me like a gammon steak the size of my head. I managed about a quarter of it, to be honest. I didn't really fancy it. But I am trying whatever protein is on my plate, or whatever meat is on my plate, I'm trying to eat that first and eat the healthy stuff before I get to like the carbs, because I know I need to be prioritising fibre and protein. But this particular tea tonight was just like not the healthiest, to be honest. It was like sausages, gammon, sausages, got like a bit of a mixed grill type thing, hash browns, beans, that sort of thing. And I probably had about a third of what was on my plate. So my portion sizes are significantly smaller, but I am still eating whatever I want. I'm not restricting anything. I'm just being a little bit more mindful of making sure that, because my meals are smaller, me getting good stuff in me. So I'm still having like my avocados, and I'm having it on sourdough, so I'm getting some fibre in. I'm having fruit, like my bananas and things like that, because I know they're like easy to digest. I feel like I'm being sensible. I'm eating a lot of chicken, a lot of salmon, rice, veg, that sort of thing. And I've heard loads of people saying they've not wanted to touch chocolate. I have. So I would say like probably twice a week I have one of the little twirls when I'm watching telly. 114 calories, like there's nothing in them. But I don't feel like I need it every day or want it every day. That is just unheard of for me. I would normally not be able to get through a Sunday without a pudding and custard. I wouldn't have even felt like it was a Sunday if I didn't have a pudding with some sort of custard on it. But I've got a sticky toffee pudding in my fridge that's been there for about 2 weeks, and I don't even fancy it at all. Like, you could literally have it in front of me now, and no, I would probably have a spoonful, not gonna lie, but I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want to eat the full thing. Like, normally I would inhale it. I think I'm just trying to get across of like what a foodie I normally am, and like my appetite ever since being a kid, so even more so now and getting older, and I don't know, I just feel like it's kind of got worse as I've got older. But out of a house where I had 3 sisters and a brother, and it was like a busy house, I was known as the human dustbin. That's what my sisters and my brother used to call me when we were younger. And like if someone was leaving something, someone would say, "Oh, have you asked Helen if she wants it?" Because I would kick off if people threw their food away when I wanted it. My sister, I remember when my sister worked at a pasty shop when she was about 16, so I would have been, she's 7 years older than me, so I would have been 9. And I remember after a shift, I would purposely stop playing on my PlayStation 2 game. Rayman usually was the game of choice, or Crash Bandicoot. I'm really going off topic here, but I would time it where I would go downstairs, because I knew she would be coming in from a shift from the pasty shop, and they did these big maxi rolls with like ham and salad and mayo and everything on it, and she would come in and she would sit and eat her dinner, and I would sit and watch her because I wanted whatever she left. I'm really exposing myself now. She must have thought, stop staring at me while I'm eating, like, if I leave any, I'll let you know, don't worry. Tom has been known to say to me, "You're going to think this is horrible," and probably quite nasty to me, but I just find it funny. Say we went to Asda and got like, you know, the 2 cheesecakes, like the triangles, like a dessert for 2. And say like, we'd be watching telly and I would eat my cheesecake, I'd just get rid of it. I'd eat it until it was gone. Well, he would get his fork, have a bit of cheesecake and then leave it to the side while he finished doing what he was doing, and I would be like getting stressed over him not eating this cheesecake, and I'd be like looking at him and he'd go, "What?" And I'd say, "Why aren't you eating it?" And he'd go, it's not going to go off. Don't worry, it's not going to go off. I can eat it in a minute." And I don't understand that mentality. I just don't understand it. But now I feel like one of those people that could graze. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference. I think I've just hit the nail on the head. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm a grazer now. I hope you enjoyed this little chat. Yeah, here's to another 4 successful weeks. Please let me know your success stories down below in the comments. I'm loving reading them all. It's really spurring me on as well. In between my next update, I'll be doing a couple of what I eat in a day videos anyway, so if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I will see you very soon for another update. Bye bye.